Where is she, people? She's late. Oh my God.
On the air in 3, 2, 1.
Where is she?
Oh, are you Jamie?
Yes.
Are we on the air?
Don't touch that, please. This is machinery.
I'm sorry. Hi. Sorry, I was late.
Yeah.
It was a little bit difficult getting out of
We'll
my
just go
home.
straight to business.
Oh, okay.
Hello, fellow mathematicians of Lewis F. Cole Middle School, and welcome back to Meet the Genius Weekly with Jamie Hahn. Today, sitting with me is none other than Mrs. Maria Gitana Agnesi, one of the finest women mathematicians of our time.
Hi.
Let's just start by briefly introducing Mrs. Agnesi. Miss Agnesi. Maria was born on May 16, 1718. I believe that there's been a mistake. I'm sorry. I beg your pardon. What year were you born?
No, Bella, you got it right. I was born on May 16th, 1718.
But, ma'am, with all due respect, that would make you...
Well, yes, it would. I believe... No, that's how old I am. But, I never said I was alive.
Okay, then. Well, Miss Agnesi, in that case, why don't you take the chance to tell our audience a bit about yourself?
Si, signora. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's just I know a lot of languages. I just get confused sometimes. I apologize. Well, I was born to a wealthy, educated, and literate family, and am the eldest of 21 children.
21 children?
Yes, 21. My father was a silk trader, and I must say it was quite a busy household. And personally, I don't know if you know this, but I'm quite shy, and I don't really like to speak about my accomplishments. But what I will say is I mastered Italian, French, Spanish, Latin, Greek, Hebrew, and German by age 11.
Maria was recognized as a child prodigy at an early age and was often referred to as a seven-tongued orator.
Well, after I suffered from a mysterious illness, I immersed myself into teaching my siblings and studying geometry and ballistics.
Is that true? When you were 15, you read and maintained a series of theses on the most abstruse or difficult to understand philosophical questions in front of a circle of Italy's most educated men. Wow, that was a mouthful.
No, yes, that's true. My home, you see, was a place of a lot of intellectual discussions. But it's not like I really enjoyed attending those meetings with those men. I did it mostly for my father, but when my mother passed away, I quit going to these meetings and had to take charge of the household.
Okay, moving on then. Your father remarried 3 times, is that correct? What is it specifically that you became dedicated to during those years?
Are you referring to me becoming invested in integral and differential calculus? Yes, those topics greatly interested me.
I see, Mrs. Gitana, you do not like to speak very much in depth, but that is why our program is so great. We have so many questions to ask.
Oh, gee, that's great.
I think that we should take a commercial break. How about that? It's great, right?
Yeah.
I think that before we move on to your actual accomplishments, we should talk about what happened after you became successful. Tell us about the Bologna Academy of Sciences.
After I became known, if that's what you can call that, Pope Benedict XIV appointed me to the Bologna Academy of Sciences.
Who was thoroughly impressed with your work.
Oh, thank you. He appointed me to the Bologna Academy of Sciences, as I was saying.
It was an incredible honor, Mrs. Gitana. Quite an accomplishment.
Thank you.
But I have to ask, did you ever join? No one seems to know.
Oh, I'm not so sure myself. It seems that... I guess it will remain a mystery. I don't seem to remember.
Okay, now, Miss Gitana, can you please describe what you did after that? Okay.
Oh, certainly. I became very interested in theology and religion and became invested in charity work. I became director of Pio Instituto Trevolzo, a home for the ill and handicapped when it opened. it was quite a great period in my life because I was doing what I love.
That actually leads me to my next question. It says here that you gave up mathematics after your father died. If that is so, why?
I don't have a very direct answer to that question, but what I can say is that math was more of a hobby for me, more to please my father than myself.
Really, with all that you did. One last thing before we get into your actual phenomenal accomplishments. I have here that you died on January 9, 1799, but it must be sort of a mistake, right?
No, it's not a mistake.
What do you mean, Maria? You're sitting right here.
That may be true, but once again, who said I was alive?
Okay. I guess it's now time for the most important part of our program, your achievements. In 1738, Maria published a collection of complex essays on natural science and philosophy called Propositiones Philosophicae, or Propositions of Philosophy.
Yes.
Anything you would like to tell us about that?
No, not really. People know me partly because of these essays, but like I said, I'm shy and I don't like to speak about my accomplishments.
Well, then I will. These essays were remarkable, though they are not what you're mainly known for. What I can't wait to talk about is your work, titled Analytical Institutions for the Use of Italian Youths, published in Milan in 1748. Some say it was regarded as the best introduction extant to the works of Euler.
Oh, well, that's a bit of an exaggeration.
Please, Maria, only you can tell us about it specifically.
Oh, okay, but you know what? I'm feeling very uncomfortable. Can we take a commercial break?
Again?
Yes, please. Okay. Well, I originally wrote Instituzione Analice ad Uso Giontano Italiana. That's what we call it in Italian. What I wrote. I originally wrote it in Italian, so that's what I called it. As a textbook for my younger brothers. That's why it's so detailed and gives numbered examples everywhere. In it, I was dedicated to integrating mathematical analysis with algebra. It's a little hot in here. Sorry. I'm just from the 18th century. It's a little bit uncomfortable for me, but I'll keep going. I'm sorry. I'm so nervous. This is the reason it's so detailed and gives numbered examples.
Right.
The first volume was dedicated to infinite quantities, while the second volume I prioritized infinitesimals.
Yes, but how about the most important part?
Are you referring to the curve?
Yes, the curve! The Witch of Agnesi.
Oh, yes, that. Well, that's not what I called it.
Indeed, the cubic mathematical curve was called versiera in Italian, but what was confused with the word versirca, meaning witch.
Yes, that's right.
This is why it's best referred as the Witch of Agnesi. You also wrote the equation of the curve in the form y equals a
commercial break. Wow, I'm so sorry we take a lot of commercial breaks. It's just, I'm from the 18th century and it's hard for me to adapt to all this technology. I mean, look at that.
Don't touch that.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bella. Should we keep going? Are we done?
No.
Oh, okay.
Start from here, okay, Miss Agnesi?
Oh, okay. What's your question for me?
You also wrote the equation of the curve in the form y equals a times squared of 8 times x minus x times x divided by x, because you considered the x-axis to be the vertical axis and the y-axis to be the horizontal axis. Correct?
Yes, that is correct. It seems you know more about myself than I do.
Why, what a compliment. Such a distinguished woman. But what a piece of work. Some regard it as the best treatment of calculus written in the first half of the 18th century, and by a woman. Mrs. Agnesi, you have a lot to be proud of.
Thank you.
All right.
Is this live?
No.
Oh, okay. So does that mean that... Oh. Okay.
All right. It was a pleasure of you to join us, Mrs. Maria Gaetana Agnesi. Is there any last words you would like to tell our viewers?
No.
Make sure to join us next week for our Meet the Genius Weekly, or should I say Meet the Ghost Weekly.